You're trying to learn Unity, you want to make games for maybe Android, that's what I make. But Unity is not making sense to you. It's a bit difficult to you. You're watching tutorials and but you're getting confused more and more. I will just remove everything that I have over here so I don't not want to confuse you. What I'm going to do, when you will open the Unity, you will probably go to this Unity hub and you will create a game, and by default it will make a 3D game. Maybe you want to make a 2D game, but let's open with the 3D. That's what will happen. So I have already done it. I have like opened a blank project and I switched it to build settings to the Android. That's what we are interested in. Okay, now what we need to understand to get started in Unity. We want to make games, and how we make the games. We create things over here on this area. This is looking like a globe, like something very huge. So where are we going to put things? This is just a canvas where we put the things. Do not worry, whatever we put here, that will be visible over here. So if this thing is making you confused, so let's give it a solid color and make it, instead of blue, maybe make it uh, blue is okay, maybe make it little other blue. Okay, now whatever we put over here, that will be visible here. So this is the place where magic happens, where we create the things, but we need things to create. So where we take those things from here, like we bring the things from our system, like our 3D files, 2D files, music files, and all those things over to here, and from here we drag over to here or here, and whatever is here will be here. And a thing, let me add one thing. We can add also from here, since we are making a 2D game, we are just beginning with the Unity, so we want to make a very simple thing. Just come over here, 3D objects, and create a plane. Plane means a surface on which we can land, stand, jump, and like that. Now we want to make it like a road that goes ahead, very large road on which our player can move on. So what we have to do, we have to increase its, what is that length mean, we have to change its z or z value. So what is z? Z means if you are standing your chest to your back, if you are moving from your chest to back, that is the z axis, and in the center it's 0, and on the back side it's negative z axis or z axis. Negative doesn't mean it doesn't exist, it exists. It just means it's on the other side of the positive axis. And x-axis means your left arm to your right arm, that is x-axis. Your left arm is negative, your right arm is positive y x-axis, and the center is 0. Now the negative x-axis doesn't mean it doesn't exist, it exists, but it's on the other side of the positive x-axis. And what is y-axis? From your head to your feet, above the navel, that is positive y-axis, and below it's negative y-axis. It exists, it just means it's on the other side. So axes are clear to you now. Now we are going to change this thing over here. So we can do a lot of things inside Unity editor. So what we have to change, position will take it away, I mean where it is placed. So what we are doing, changing its position on y-axis, on x-axis, and where it's, that is z-axis, we are taking away. We do not have to do that. We have to change its scale, how large it should be on our z-axis. Maybe make it 40. You see, it went ahead, it went away. Now we do not want to make it too large, so maybe on x-axis, maybe make it 0.5. We made it a bit smaller. We want to bring it down. Let's do like this. We want to change its color. Come over here, create by clicking right click. I mean, come here, right click, create material. Material means color, how it should look. Maybe take a gray color, drag over here. Now it is a road. It's like a road. Now we want to add an object that can move ahead. So we will make it simple. Just click on this plus, or come over to here, game object, 3D object, a sphere. Sphere means a ball. Cube. So we want to Mm, okay, I just pressed Alt or Option on my keyboard so I could just use that axis. We want to bring it closer to the camera, to our view where we are standing. Okay, it's now here. It's pretty large. Maybe make it zero point 0.5, zero point 0.5, zero point 0.5. Oh, that's wrong. Zero point 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Now it is a bit smaller. Bring it down. Now, if we play the game by pressing Command P or Control P, what should happen? Nothing should happen. It will just stay over here. What we want to do when we play the game, it should either move by default or when we press on our screen or tap on our phone screen. I'm making a game for phone, so everything is happening on a phone. Okay, we want to make things easy. Hope this is making sense to you guys. We created a game, we made a road, this plane, let's call it road, so the things are easy for you. Sphere is like player. Okay, up till now what we have done, we created a road and we changed its scale on the z or z axis so it's large enough so it goes ahead. Now we added a player, another 3D object, and we changed its scale, we made it smaller. Okay, and we gave it a position so it's closer to us, and we will be now moving it like, okay, let me bring it a little closer. I'm just pressing Alt or Option to move it like this. Okay, if you just do this, nothing will happen like this. I'm pressing Alt or Option again. Okay, now to give that functionality of moving ahead, the motion, we have to add script, the code file. How we do that? Either by clicking Add Component, then giving a name, player, then new script, and it will add a script, create and add. Or we can come here, right click, create C# script, and we will call it player. Now just by creating the script, nothing will happen. First we have to attach this and then write the functionality. How we attach? Either by dragging here, like here, or dragging onto the player. Now the script is attached, we have to open it inside a code editor that you might have, but go for VS Code, that is the best. Now what does a code file has? It has a section for data input and section for these are the comments that we write to understand, but I'm just removing them to make things clearer for you. Okay, so what we want, when we press, first we'll do without pressing. So let's do one thing. When we start the game, its transform should change. What is the transform? Click on the player, this is the transform. We want to change its position on z-axis. It should go ahead, okay, like that. This will change like this, but not by the mouse. We want to do it automatically when we launch the screen on the phone. So how we do that? Access the transform. Then what we want to do, we want to change, but what does change mean in Unity? Unity understands trans, that is, this is system build, translat, translate, take three, it takes three arguments. You see this x, y, and z, these are the three arguments we have to work on x-axis. What we want to do? Nothing, give it 0. Y-axis, nothing, I mean up and down, nothing. Ahead, forward, and backward we want to change. How much? Maybe call it 1. Let's play this now. What happens? See, it went ahead and it will keep on going like that. So how much function we have written? This much, but we are writing 1. 1 is the value we want to change, but we do not know why should we write 1. We could write like go forward speed. I mean, I created a variable. I want to use this. I want to know what I am doing on this axis. On z axis 5 4 4, like that doesn't make sense to me. I should understand what's going on here. So Go forward speed, that is a variable I added here, but I have not created it or have not given it a value. So what we will do, will we can either create this variable over here or over here also, inside this also. Creating variable means giving it a value. Variable means data, something that we input, that we take, and this function is processing, that's giving the result. So what we will do, create a function here. So let's call it, it's a type. A variable has to have a type. Go forward, then give it a value, maybe 1, and semicolon, that is to end. I mean, this line ends here. Now a variable has many types: int, float, character, and all those strings. And I mean, there are so many types. This is float. Float means 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1.2, 2.2, 5.5, like that. It can be like 1 2 3 4 5 also, and 1.5, 2.5, like that also. Okay, we could use int also, but we are using float. That's what we mostly use. Okay, now instead of writing one over here, we have written this over here. This has a value, this has a type. Things are making sense to us, and it is getting smarter. Same thing will happen. Press again, press again, it will go ahead. But now what we want to act it when we tap on the screen. How Unity understands our touch on the screen of a phone. If a condition, if we touch is input. What kind of input? A button. I mean, tap on the screen, that is get button. Button on what state? Can when button is pressed, when it is tapped on the screen, that is down. So what's the name of that? I mean, it can be tap, tilt, or other things. It is a fire one, that is system built. Do not worry about it. And since it is a single line, you do not have to put these things. You can write them or you can ignore them. Just make it clean. I will just keep it clean. So what will happen now? Let's play the game again. It will not happen by default. If I tap on the screen, it's now moving. Things should be making sense to you. Now I can attach the camera to the player. The camera will go along with the player. You can make the cities along this thing. You can make trees, all those things. You just made the game. You could jump. If I tap on the screen, then I change the this y-axis value, I mean up and down. So let's do that. Transform dot translate 0 on x-axis and jump on y-axis and 0 on this axis. No, I will, okay, and I will not put it inside the condition. I will put it like it should happen by default, but when I tap on the screen, it should jump. What is jump? We want to use the jump, but we have to create, again use the float. Jump is a variable that we want to create, and jump is the name of that variable, and it has a value of 2. We can give it any value now, but this is the type of a variable, this is the name of the variable. It should have a name. Just by writing float 2 will not work. And equals to 2 means we are assigning the value. Jump is 2. I mean, how computer will understand? That will not understand jump. What is a jump? That computer has no idea. Jump means a value of 2, and here jump means 2, 0 comma 2 comma 0. That's what computer is understanding. Now save it. Let's see if it work. No problem in trying. Let's play now. It will go ahead, and if I tap on the screen, it should jump. You see that? It was very fast though. Now we are going again and again to the code file to change the things. Why don't we, if we write public, public, public before them, then these things will be visible over here. Let's wait for it to load. You see, jump forward, let's give it 0.3, and jump amount maybe 0.4. Want to make it smaller. Press again. Let's see now. It's going ahead and we are jumping. Guys, is it making sense to you? I mean, I could just go ahead and let's make a cube, bring it up. I just made a building over here. I can make it, it's increases its scale on Z like a roadside that thing. Okay, and I could just command D, duplicate it, and bring it to this side, and I could just command D again, and I could just take them ahead also. Guys, possibilities are endless. You can make just anything over here. So this thing should be making sense to you. We have to make the games, we have to utilize this area, we have to add things over here, and whatever we add over here, like these roads, players, and all those things, we have to give them some properties depending on the scenario, and then we add the scripts to add functionality like jumping, moving head, firing, and all those things. This thing should be making sense to you. If you are getting confused, do ask me questions, and I'll be making more tutorials if you like these things. Thank you. Have a great day.